Yep. Came out for a quick sail, but I think we're gonna try to heave two, see if we can remember how, maybe jump in, go for a little bit of a swim. Came down to the boat this morning to start prepping the tow rail and rub rail for some varnish. So I had to come through and trim all these bungs down that I haven't trimmed yet, and I had to get all the ones on the rub rail. So once I get that done, I need to come back and do some sanding in certain areas. Got to get rid of this caulking and pretty much just sand down everything lightly and get it cleaned. I need to add some bungs in a few spots. I need to fix this part of the tow rail. I just put it on and then I thought it'd be easier to match everything up once it's on here by just cutting this piece out, gluing an oversized piece in, and then cutting it to match this. So I need to do that, fill a few holes, and then should be able to start varnishing pretty soon while the weather's nice. Alright, so I got the sound insulation installed and it makes a pretty huge difference. It's definitely a lot quieter, and it makes motoring a lot more pleasant now. So here are my little side access panels. This is just extra wire that runs up to my solar panel. It's kind of temporary right now, but yeah, gives me good access to the through holes. Also, I can get to the transmission fluid easily and keep an eye on the prop shaft and couplings and everything. So I think it's pretty good access. Before, this was all just boxed in and you would have had to have reached in from the top here. So and same thing on this side. Oh, and I don't know if I'd mentioned, but I did get a little depth sounder installed and it seems to be working good. I just pulled away from the dock for the first time on my own. It was pretty nerve-wracking. I don't know why, it was really easy. I've never done it by myself, so I was kind of worried about it. And there were some people watching, so that made me even more nervous, but it was like super easy. But yeah, so going out by myself for the first time. It's a little scary just because if something happens, if the engine quits working or something like that, it would just be hard to deal with single-handed, but it's been running good for a while now, so I don't think I'm gonna have any issues. So yeah, knock on wood, everything goes good, and maybe I can do a little bit of sailing. All right, well, I just got the sails up. Went pretty smooth. There's not a lot of wind though. I just lashed the tiller. Just did a couple wraps and then tied it in between the two winches. And then you can kind of adjust it and like run, do what you need to do. And that seemed to work pretty good. But yeah, there's not a lot of wind. We're doing like 2.5 knots. So a bit of a change of plans. I've decided to pull the boat out at the end of the month. And that way I can bring it home, hopefully work on it for a couple months, maybe 2 months, and get a lot of big stuff done in the interior and a lot of the like safety stuff, lifelines and whatnot. But yeah, make the interior kind of livable and get everything else ready to hopefully, I don't know, either trailer it down to the Keys or something, or sail somewhere from here. I'm not really sure. It's kind of looking more like trailering down to Florida, just because I don't know if I'm going to have as much time, but that would still be really cool. Trailer to Florida and sail down to the Keys. And yeah, I thought I'd be able to get a little bit more done with the boat in the water. But I mean, I just haven't really had the time, and if I have the boat at home, it'll make my life a lot easier and I'll be able to get some actual work done. So yeah, the plan is to haul out, bring the boat home, get some more work done, and then go on a real adventure after that, maybe in January or February. Find some warmer weather somewhere. So yeah. Alright, well, I'm just gonna piddle around out here in the bay. There's not much wind. I'm down to 2 knots. And then I'm gonna head back in, start planning to get the boat out, and we'll go from there. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching, guys, and subscribe if you haven't, and leave us a like. It really helps us out. And we will see you in the next video. Take it easy. rock, Ben.
You didn't want to lose.
It's the thumbnail right there.
Hold it there for a second.
We had to break out the first aid kit because Ben decided to stick his fingers in the props.
I caught it though.
I did put new props on it so they're a little longer, and I think that got him.
I didn't want to lose it again. Not after last time.